Okay. Please let me know if you can hear me so that we start right away. We move into today's class as quickly as we can. All right, thank you, Mesoma. Mesoma says she can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so thank you once again for coming to today's class, and I'm really happy that we are making progress and winding down or winding up, winding down to our English topics that we have to cover before April. Some people have their exams on April 16, others have their exams earlier than that. So I don't know the day you're going to have yours. And whatever day, whether it's April 1st or April 3rd or April 6th or April 18th or 17th or April 10th, whatever date and day in April your exam falls, make sure you do the needful. Ensure you do what's right. Remember, we have our target for this year, 2024 UTME. We have all agreed that we are going to 300 and above, 300 and above in this exam. And specifically, we are going to score 85 in English. So English alone is going to take 85 marks. Then your chemistry, your biology, your physics, or mathematics, or literature, or CRS, or government, or civic, economics, commerce, accounting, IRS, depending on which subject, or depending on which other subject combination. All right. So prepositions are part of the word classes in English. All right. The preposition is that word class that you don't really know when and how to use them because it has no defined rule guiding its use. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that we can be on the same page. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so you can see my screen now. Okay. Prepositions. As we already discussed prepositions in our previous class, remember I talked about prepositions in the previous class. Okay. So, but today we just look at the common usage errors often encountered in the use of preposition by students. Okay. Although a simple looking class of words, preposition pose a lot of usage problems for the simple reason that they do not have any explicit rules specifying the choice of a particular preposition over others in given context. I mentioned it before, it has no defined rule of usage. And because of that, you run into problem in their use. For example, why are the expressions on the left below correct, while the others are not? I'm going to show you these expressions. and we ask ourselves, why is it that these ones you're looking at now, these expressions you're looking at presently, why is it correct and these ones are not correct? Okay, look at these expressions, because this asterisk, the star you're looking at here, means that this is not correct. Why should we say someone was charged with murder and this convicted with murder is wrong? Look at this, convicted for murder, all right? Charged for murder is wrong, okay? Desirous of success and desire of success. Desire for success and desirous for success. So you can see, jump at an offer and jump at conclusions. Jump to conclusions and jump to an offer, right? So you can see the specific use of preposition in these expressions determine their correctness or no. Okay? I need you to take a look at them again, because you're going to witness this or you're going to experience this. Some of the options you're going to see in your exam will contain this expression. To see how the sentences are constructed, and they require suitable preposition that is meant to be used anytime you find a combination of words, all right, verbs and other verbs coming together with the preposition in between. We say charged with murder, convicted for murder, desirous of success, desire for success, jump at an offer, jump to conclusion. All right? But it's wrong for us to say convicted with murder, rather charged for murder, desire of success, desirous for success, jump at conclusions, jump to an offer. All right? The results of the wrongness, why these mistakes occur, is what I'm trying to explain to you. The result is that most of the time, your intuitions are all that you have to guide you as you make your choice of prepositions. For you to determine which preposition is suitable for a particular expression, all you need is your intuition, all right? And oftentimes, your intuition fails you. Because your intuition fails you, you are bound to make mistakes. Remember, I told you that over time, as students speak in English, the standard British English do not sound correct in the ears of Nigerian speakers of English, okay? There are three distinct categories of such mistakes that you will make because your intuition failed you. What are they? Number one, the substitution of some other prepositions for the right ones. Yes, you often make this mistake because the standard British English expression you've heard does not sound correct in your ear. Because of that, you will likely substitute the preposition that is used in the expression for others. So these three mistakes have been identified, and you as a student need to identify this and know that, yes, these are the errors I've been committing. These are the mistakes I've been making in my speaking and writing of standard English. The substitution of some other prepositions for the right ones. Number two, the insertion of prepositions where they are redundant. By redundancy, we mean a preposition is not expected to be there, then you insert a preposition there, okay? Or where a preposition is meant to be absent, you insert a preposition. Where a preposition is meant to be present, you delete it. Number 3 is the omission of prepositions where they are needed. You know, when you hear somebody say, call Janet, or call me Janet, that expression, call me Janet, is wrong. There should be a preposition. And when the preposition is inserted, it's going to read, call Janet for me, not call me Janet. Call Janet for me. All right? So the omission of prepositions where they are needed, these 3, you have to consciously take note of them. Number 1, the substitution of some other prepositions for the right one or the right ones. These are mistakes you make. Number 2 mistake you make is the insertion of prepositions where they are redundant. Okay? And I've given you the words that make prepositions redundant in English. What we did last week, I gave you order, demanded, requested, okay? Advocate, right? Air, say, I want to air out my view. You're not airing out any view, right? So those words, contest, you say somebody is contesting for the presidency. No, the person is contesting the presidency. You're not contesting for. So you have to refer to our last week class on the use of preposition and some verbs in English. Number 3 is the omission of prepositions where they are needed. Do not omit prepositions where they are needed. Try as much as you can to insert the prepositions where they are needed. And where they are not needed, you can omit it. All right? Let's look at some examples. Now look at substitution. The correct preposition is inserted in brackets after each sentence. So look at this. Number 1, the meeting started promptly by 2 p.m. The meeting started promptly by 2 p.m. It should be the meeting started promptly at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. Remember, we talked about specific time. Specific time. When we're discussing preposition, we say we have preposition that shows direction and preposition that shows us time. So the meeting started promptly at 2 p.m. By is a wrong preposition. Number 2, the robber was shot on the leg as he tried to escape. The right preposition should be the robber was shot in the leg as he tried to escape. In the leg, not on the leg. I know you make this mistake, so today you can see the correction. Number 3, we waited until the bus arrived, but he was not in it. Okay, we waited until the bus arrived, but he was not in it. It should be he was not on it. Remember, I told you the difference between on and in. When the bus is parked in the garage or in the motor park, and somebody is sitting, still waiting for the bus to be on motion, to move, all right, you are in the bus because the bus is stationary. The bus has not moved. But as soon as the bus moves, you are on it. Okay, so take note. Number 4, she is the wife to our principal. The right preposition should be she is the wife of our principal, not the wife to. Number 5, the quarrel resulted into a fight. You know, this sentence appears innocent. The quarrel resulted into a fight. By listening to it, you may not see whatever is wrong or anything wrong in that. All right? By saying into a fight is wrong. The quarrel resulted in a fight. The quarrel resulted in a fight. The correct preposition there should be in, not into. He dabbled into politics. You hear this almost every day. he dabbled into politics. It should be he dabbled in politics. He dabbled in politics. To take note, he dabbled in politics. The quarrel resulted in a fight. She is the wife of our principal. We waited until the bus arrived, but he was not on it. The robber was shot in the leg as he tried to escape. The meeting started promptly at 2 p.m. Number two, redundancy. Okay? Each preposition is unnecessary. All right? Each preposition is unnecessary and should be dropped. It should be dropped. Any option in your exam you see this, kindly drop it. Pick an option that does not carry this type of expression. Number one, I was contemplating on what to do next when he arrived. Remember last week, we also talked about contemplate, contemplating, contemplation, that whatever you use this word, this verb, the preposition on should not follow it. All right. I was contemplating what to do next when he arrived. Should be the right expression. Our village has been denied of its fair share of social amenities. All right. What should it be? Our village has been denied its fair share of social amenities. So we don't need of there. It makes the sentence redundant. They demanded for their own share of the money. They demanded their own share of the money. Okay? They demanded their own share of the money. You can even take away this own and the sentence will still be correct. They demanded their share of the money. All right? Look at the next one. The beggars were soliciting alms. He ordered for more beer. Ordered more beer. Please take note. He ordered more beer. All right. So all of the prepositions you have in these sentences are wrong. Okay. It makes the sentence redundant. We requested for more information. Should be, we requested more information. They were discussing about the matter when I entered the room. Should be, they were discussing the matter when I entered the room. He is advocating for two-party political system. Should be, he is advocating a two-political party system. That is correct English. All right? So I'm sure you've noted that. As this example shows, most instances of redundant prepositions involve inserting them after transitive verb. Remember, we talked about transitive verb, all right? And we say that transitive verbs are those verbs whose action is conveyed, whose action is transferred, okay, to an object. The object is going to be in the receiving position of the events, of the affairs, of the action, of the occurrence, of the happenings. All right, that's transitive. So you can go back to check last week's slides to see transitive and intransitive verb. The next one is omission. The point of the omission is marked with the symbol. This symbol that looks like 0 and you cross it, okay? And the omitted preposition is entered in brackets after each sentence, okay? So what I'm giving you today is a lowdown of what you need to watch out for. Be observant. Whenever you're reading your sentences, be observant. Whenever you use English as you talk, as you engage in conversation, be observant. Whenever someone is talking and you're listening, listen well, be observant. Find out this. Do not write this. Do not make this mistake. Do not commit these errors. That is the essence of this class. That is the reason I'm teaching you common usage errors of what classes. Do not continuously make this mistake or commit these errors. As tiny as these prepositions appear, using them inappropriately can lead to failure. And not being watchful, not being observant in the appearance, in your questions, can as well cost you a lot of things. So omission of prepositions. See how prepositions are omitted. Look at number one example. My friend, what are you talking? Okay. My friend, what are you talking? And the sentence ends there. Rather than completing it by asking, my friend, what are you talking about? Okay. My friend, what are you talking about? About should be there. We reached there exactly 4 o'clock. It should be, we reached there at exactly 4 o'clock. They did not reply our letter. They did not reply our letter. Should be, they did not reply to our letter. They did not reply to our letter. I knocked your door in the morning. There was no response. I knocked your door in the morning. This sounds like what you've been saying all your life. It should be, I knocked on your door in the morning. There was no response. Number 5, I bought that book, 500 naira. I bought that book, 500 naira. Instead of, I bought that book for 500 naira. I bought that book for 500 naira. Number 6, I want to get Abuja by 3 o'clock. Instead of, I want to get to Abuja by 3 o'clock. I want to get to Abuja by 3 o'clock. Next one, number 7, the president arrived at the airport Tuesday morning. You hear this type of expression from news broadcasters, okay? Those who broadcast news. You hear it from them, reporters. You hear this on radio, you hear this on TV, right? The president arrived at the airport Tuesday morning. Rather than speaking the correct English by saying the president arrived at the airport on Tuesday morning. President arrived at the airport on Tuesday morning. All right. Sometimes you hear students say you often encounter this scenario. You went to the market to buy something, and all of this, you ask the price of the item the woman is selling or man is selling or the person is selling, and what you hear is, how much you sell this pineapple? You hear them say 100 naira. Yes, 100 naira. Do not repeat that 100 naira. You're meant to say 100 naira each, not 100 naira, 10 naira, 50 naira, 200 naira. You hear that often, okay? So do not make such mistakes. The president arrived at the airport on Tuesday morning, not the president arrived at the airport Tuesday morning, all right? The last example of omission results from an increasing imitation of American English, which has a tendency to drop prepositions before days and places. While there is nothing ungrammatical about Americanisms, as I've explained over and again, when there is a choice between them and British English expressions, you should prefer the latter for the sake of consistency, because Nigerian English is modeled on British English. Remember, I've stated this over and again. American English is correct, British English is correct, Nigerian English is correct, but you cannot use two of these English in an exam. You can't write Americanism, you can't write Nigerianism. You can only write the British English expression, because your examiners, WAEC and JAM, understand that this is the acceptable English expression for exam purposes, for JAM purposes, for YA purposes, for IELTS purposes, and so on. But that does not mean that American English is wrong. No, American English is not wrong, it's correct. But if you pick an American English expression as an option in your JAM exam, your teacher will mark it wrong. The examiner will mark it wrong. It's as simple as that. Okay, so that is that. Let's move on to another word class, the conjunctions, right? The conjunctions. Of course, you know what a conjunction is. Is a word that connects words or group of words. A word that connects another word or connects a group of words. Conjoin. From the word conjoin, you have conjunctions. Conjunction, singular, conjunctions, plural, right? It joins words. If I say Olu and Musa, and A-N-D is joining the two nouns, Olu and Musa, okay? The new vice principal or the English teacher, all right? That's another example. The new vice principal or the English teacher. The word or is joining this, the English teacher, and the vice principal. Okay? We abandoned the search because it was getting dark. We abandoned the search because it was getting dark. Look at this word here, because is used to join these two sentences. We abandoned the search is one part of the sentence. It was getting dark, another part. All right, so you see this clause, we abandoned the search and then it was getting dark. Two clauses are being joined together by a conjunction. Okay, the same way you have the new vice principal, the English teacher, right? And then you have Olu and Musa, one word. There is a group of words, and here is a group of words. All right, giving you an example of conjunctions that they join, they connect words or group of words. All right, sorry. Conjunctions can be grouped into the following subclasses. Coordinating conjunction. Look at examples. When you use these words, and, that, or, nor, for, yet, these are coordinating conjunction. Look at the next one, correlative conjunction. Both, and, not, but, not only, but also, either or, neither nor, hardly than, scarcely when. Okay, when you use these words, they are correlative conjunction in nature. Look at this one, conjunctive adverbs. You have these words, however, moreover, nevertheless, therefore, so, still. And then you have subordinating conjunction. Because, when, if, as, although, though, since, before, after, right? So those are subordinating conjunction, and they all perform the same function, the same role of connection, connectors, right? They connect words or group of words in a sentence. Their usage is important. How you insert each of them in your sentence is what is key. And in this exam, we're going to write, of course, you will see them play out. The first three groups are used to join sentence parts of equivalent status, right? While the last group is used to link subordinate clauses to main clauses, all right? As you're already fairly familiar with these uses, because this is not the first time you're learning this or listening to lectures such as this. We shall go on to discuss common usage errors you should watch out for, right? And avoid those errors like leprosy. Avoid them. Avoid the errors. Just avoid the errors. Common usage errors. These errors, avoid them. Okay? Number one error is the use of double conjunctions. Note that, all right, that only one conjunction at a time is necessary to link up two sentences or two sentence parts, as I showed you in the previous example. Avoid such double conjunctions such as still yet, so therefore, although, but though, all right? Avoid them. Avoid it. Avoid using this, okay? Still yet, he has not done it. So therefore, let us leave. The man has not come, so therefore, let us, you hear this oftentimes. Look at this example, okay? You committed the offense, so therefore, you must suffer the consequences, all right? Some students can even go ahead of saying, you committed the offense, so therefore, you must suffer for the consequences. Can you imagine? You hear English, you've heard that over and again. So, you committed the offense, so therefore you must suffer the consequences. Should be, you committed the offense, so you must suffer the consequences. Or you committed the offense, therefore you must suffer consequences. Look at number 2 example. Although she looked for the money everywhere, but she did not find it. She looked for the money everywhere, but she did not find it. You can hear some students say, she looked for the money everywhere, still yet she did not find it. To avoid expressions such as this. Number 2, the use of more so for moreover. The use of more so for moreover. The expression more so is not even an English word to start with. You understand? So avoid it. You can't see that word more so in your dictionary. You can't. It's not an English expression. It should not be confused, however, with instances where the word more is followed by the different word so. As you can see from my screen, more so as one word is different from more followed by so. All right? Look at this expression. The man was very angry and his wife was even more so. So you can see more is written and there's a space between more and so. Okay? That is, the wife was even angrier than her husband. That's the meaning. So do not mistake more so for moreover, and don't equally mistake more so for more space so. Okay, when somebody does something more than the other person, all right, as we have noted here. The next one is the use of both and for more than two, all right. Look at this example. We invited both John, Peter, Janet, and Mary. How does it sound? All right. Rather than saying we invited both John and Mary, this speaker said we invited both John, Peter, Janet, and Mary to our house. Okay? Failure to make conjoined sentence parts grammatically parallel, okay, will lead to failures. Know that when you join sentence parts with a coordinating of correlative conjunctions, the connected elements must have parallel. That is, they should be similar grammatically. They should be similar. Look at this example. She dressed and fed the baby. Look at verb plus verb. She dressed. Dressed is a verb. Fed is also a verb. Okay? Choose the orange or the apple, noun plus noun. She is not only beautiful, but also intelligent adjective plus adjective are wrong when you combine them grammatically. Look at this. Nosa has talent, imagination, and is willing to work hard. Is wrong. You may not notice that is wrong until you analyze it. He is not only lazy, but also tells lies. Is wrong. This combination is wrong. Amadi is poor, but with a great desire to help others. All right, expressions like these are wrong. Is until you use them, you do the analysis that you find out that, oh, this is actually incorrect. All right, I've written the correct forms as you can see over here. All right, look at these expressions down. You can either tell the desk officer the name of the course lecturer or the title of the course. Okay, in the world of automobiles, the first cars manufactured neither had air conditioners nor airbags. The African border situation is not only examined in terms of the problems, but also the prospects for solution. Okay, these are misplacement of components of correlative conjunction. All right, when you use conjunctions in a manner in which it should not be used, it creates problems, it creates difficulties, it creates misunderstanding of the expression you are trying to write or to say. Okay, so whether in spoken or written English, avoid wrong use of prepositions, avoid wrong use of conjunctions. All right, avoid them as much as possible. As I said, avoid them like leprosy. Okay, our next class we are going to take care of spelling. That is the topic we are treating next when we come on Wednesday. So go over what we have studied today and read up as well. Thank you. I'll see you in class on Wednesday.